Hi, and welcome back to Thinking in Criminal. This is Little Apostate, and this is the second part of my first episode. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know. Give me any terrible feedback you have. Give me good feedback. Whatever. I just appreciate you guys being here. So, thanks for listening. So, Nick Sandmann was Nick Sandmann is where the left crossed the line for me, where I crossed over something where I could never ever go back, and it was the George Floyd riots that pushed me so far that I finally decided to use my voice. And I either made the mistake or made the good mistake, I don't know, of starting to speak out on my personal Instagram. And that lost me a lot of friends. It made people hate me. I had one of my best friends sit me down and tell me I was a racist and tell me I had no right to speak because I was white. And I remember just sitting there with my best friend and wondering how someone could tell me that I'm not allowed to speak because of the color of my skin, when I know that what's being passed around is a lie. So, and that best friend also told me that she had been getting calls from other people asking if I was a Nazi or if I loved Hitler. And at first that kind of stung. And then I had another friend reach out to me, and she told me one of her friends called her to ask her how she could associate with me. And so instead of shutting up, I doubled down, and I've continued to do so. And then, as things got worse, as there was no end in sight, I decided it was time to start my Little Apostate account because I fell so in love with using my voice and with reaching just the few people that I reached through my personal Instagram who said thank you because they felt insane. But they weren't, admittedly, they would admit to me, brave enough to speak out under their name. So, and a lot of those people would be afraid to follow an account, maybe like Candace Owens, whose name has been attached to this stigma of being an alt-right personality, which is unfair, because that's not what she is. I don't agree with everything she says, but that's what she's been attached to. And so many people are afraid to follow accounts like that. So I wanted to start something where people could come and feel not so alone and not be attacked for being a part of this community or whatever you want to call it. And, I still post on my personal Instagram about this stuff. And just today I received a message from a guy who I've been friends with for a few years. We don't speak ever, but we're acquaintances now, but we've been friends. And he hasn't spoken to me since the beginning of the pandemic, but what he said was, thank you for remaining real this entire time. It really means a lot. And that's all he said. But it made my heart melt because that really is amazing to hear from someone, because I am small. I am no one. I am just a woman trapped in a corporate career who has a lot of opinions and cares a lot about her country and her own freedom. So that is my story. And I guess I just want to leave everyone with something. One of my favorite people or old philosophers to follow and listen to has been Diogenes. So Diogenes was a cynic who lived in a tub in Athens, Greece. And he would masturbate in public, urinate, defecate. He would walk backwards into movie theaters. And he would do all of this because he didn't want anyone to tell him how. He didn't want to follow social norms because they were imposed upon him, because that's not freedom. The social code isn't something you made, it's something everyone else is following. And Diogenes did this, and maybe it wasn't always to prove a point. Maybe it was because he just genuinely wanted to masturbate in public. Maybe he was a little sick for that. But he's a real master of self-confidence and of being brave and doing whatever you want because you want to do it, because you only have one life. And to listen and to fear the opinions of others for your entire life isn't living at all. And a lot of other philosophers felt this way. I think Marcus Aurelius said something along the lines of, man loves himself the most, but man cares about himself the most, but he cares about the opinions of others more. Something like that. And why is that? How can we be such narcissistic creatures, yet care so much about what other people think? And Epictetus, he said, "Who are these people whose admiration you seek? Aren't they the ones you're used to describing as mad? Well, then, is that what you want? To be admired by lunatics?" And I mean, not calling everyone else a lunatic, but is that what you want? And that's not what I want. So at the end of all of this, whatever it is, I just want to know that I've done everything I can to be myself, whether I'm being right or wrong. I'll never publicly urinate, defecate, or masturbate because I think those things are gross. But I will speak freely, say what I think and feel, and I will never stop. So, yeah, and I guess that's it for my first podcast. Thank you for listening. I just had a blast doing this, and I've had a blast getting to know everyone I've gotten to know so far, and I hope to meet a ton of more free-thinking, freedom-loving individuals out there. So keep going, and I will talk to you all another time.